and welcome to the Digital Transformation Show. My name is Estefania Zarate. Today here with us, Kent is the CEO of a company called uQualio. Which other industries would you like to reach now? Are you looking forward to onboarding different type of companies as customers right now?
We actually, I just was told this before I came here, that we got a new software company on board. And software companies are very interesting for us because they need user training. They need to train their sales partners if they have distributors or agents or resellers, and they need to train their own employees. So they have like three of the most of these user groups that we're looking at, basically. So software companies are some that we would like to get, and since we have the understanding as a software company as well, we speak their own language. We see more and more that are selling the product to retail. We see a big interest from them. We also see a lot of the companies that are selling the product within healthcare through partners. They are really, they're looking at us and they are willing to invest in what it takes to make the videos and do all that. So they are very, very relevant for us. But like the hospitality sector, I mean the service sector, the cleaning companies, the hotels, they all need to have a service organization that is well trained, so that when you enter a hotel, you are being met with a professional that actually knows something. If you go to a restaurant, you meet someone that actually understands the concept, and this is the way to do it with our tool. If you need someone to clean the coffee machines, how do they do that? I mean, coffee is quite important, a quite important part of the revenue in any of these cafes around. So how do you clean the coffee machine? So you need to have an instructional video about that. So it's actually, we see that there's a lot of different companies that we are approaching and that we are talking to.
There's something that really catches my attention, and is that, of course, you yourself and also your company are pretty much business oriented. Yeah. But being this an e-learning platform, why isn't there some educational institutions or more educational organizations in applying e-learning or this type of
We just became a member of the EdTech Denmark that is newly created, and actually Mikkel, who is the CEO of EdTech, is coming and visiting us on Monday at the office. I have to say that the sales process, typically if you sell to very large corporations or you sell to governmental entities, is typically a very, very, very long process. And it's a very risky process as well. So we prefer to work with smaller and medium-sized companies. We are, of course, if large corporations would like to use our tool, they are welcome. We have two solutions. We have one that is kind of open, and then one that is API based. But I have to say, and we offer NGOs a free version of our tool.
Yeah, I was just going to ask
I mean,
about
if there's a large NGO out there, you know, doing what they are doing of good things, they are willing to contact me. Startup companies, they can get a free version for 2 years. So we're also doing that. So we are also trying to give something back. So non-profits like schools as well can also use it, but there is of course a limitation that children underage cannot register as a user on our platform.
It's very interesting to hear about your company, but I'm pretty sure that there is a lot of your own personality and your own background behind what this company is doing right now, uQualio. So I would like to hear a bit more about you. You were just telling me that you're from here, from Denmark, that you studied in Odense. What else can we hear about
The funny
yourself?
thing is actually when I was here in Denmark, I don't think we had military service anymore, but we used to have. So when I was finished with high school, I had to go to the military for 1 year. And when I was done there, I had like 10 months before I was going to university. Then I was looking for a job, and I got a job as a school teacher. And I was a school teacher for 6 months, and when I started university, I was asked by some of the colleagues whether I wanted to be part of working at a school, a newly created school on Fyn. So I worked there for 5.5 years, so I have had a long experience with teaching. I've also been, you know, been training grown-ups within negotiation and all that. But I've been working mainly with IT. I've been working internationally. I have as you mentioned, I have a master of economics as a background, and I've been working with learning. So all that combined has kind of been part of why uQualio was established.
Right, so you have a strong background of learning, teaching, training, and also IT and business.
Exactly.
That's pretty much like what uQualio is right now.
Yeah, you can say that's true.
Okay, Kent, I guess that right now you're also facing a lot of challenges since you're growing as a company and you're recently, let's say, not that new, but you're still like in the first stage of your company. So what's the next goal? What are your biggest challenges right now?
The biggest challenge is that we basically are born global. And that means that it doesn't matter whether you are someone from Canada or from South Africa or Israel or Mexico or wherever you're from, you can actually get on the platform and start using it. We provide a free trial, which is kind of underlies how easy it is to use it. We've had since January visitors from 190 countries on our website. So we're getting out there. The idea is, of course, to get a certain kind of volume, because when you can start out with not that I want to mention the price, but it's just to show how cheap it is. As a company, you get started for 49 euros a month, and then you can have up to 40 active learners, and you can replace those during the month if you want to. So you can actually have as many as you like, but up to 40 at the time. That means that the price is very low, and this means that we have to base ourselves on volume. So now we're doing a lot of initiative. How can we create the awareness about that we actually exist? We know the product is great, we know the price is right, but now we just need to get out there. And this is the main challenge we're working on right now, because the software is great, and so I think, and we're doing something new. I don't think it's something someone does every day. We have to make search optimization that has to do, basically if you sit in France, you have to, what words do you need to use when you search for someone like us? What would they search for? And what combination of words would they search? That is really, really, really difficult. And
it's a lot of research.
It's a lot of research, and it's an expertise that you can say is not something that you just have. You have to learn it.
That's it. I wanted to ask you, of course, like if you believe that e-learning is the future of learning, but I assume you do since you work on the field. So the question would be then, why do you think that e-learning is the future of learning? Because I know that there are many debates around e-learning, and one of the main ones is that we've been having the same educational system, the same educational methodologies, let's say globally even, during the last 200 years, 100 years. Although the world has changed a lot, technologies have changed a lot, but our educational methods remain pretty much the same. So why do you think it's important, and why do you think it's the future of learning?
I think that unfortunately e-learning has as a concept been there a while, and e-learning has had also something, just because it's an E in front of it, kind of shows that it's been around for a while. Like e-commerce or something like that. I think that e-learning is just not e-learning. I mean, you have to say that there's difference between it. Our concept is micro-learning, and that means that you are kind of looking at what devices do you use nowadays. I think we are calling ourselves a video e-learning platform. So video is important. A lot of people are still creating e-learning in a way that I don't think it has to do with learning as such. There are some things that has to be there if you want to create learning. You have to make the user active. You have to create interactivity in it. So, and you have to have gamification. I think one of the things that has meant a lot for why e-learning is now becoming more relevant is because when they developed the smartphone and actually you could provide HD quality, then you can use applications on your smartphone, and you can also watch videos on the smartphone. And this technology, this way of that technology comes first, and now behavior comes after. It doesn't change that maybe e-learning was too soon there, but it's different now than it was then. But people are still, creating e-learning in old programs that doesn't work, that has been made because of the company for compliance reasons and not for learning. So one should not look at e-learning as a concept, but there's bad e-learning and there's good e-learning.
All right. Kent, there is a reason why we have decided to create this program, the Digital Transformation Show, here in Denmark, and it's because the Danish ecosystem allows companies to thrive in a digital environment. We have e-government, we have digital apps and platforms for almost anything you need to do here in Denmark. So just as a general question, what do you think makes Denmark so special for these companies like uQualio to succeed?
I think first of all, we are lucky that we have a very high educational level here. Also, for some reason, I don't know why, but there's a long tradition for doing creating software. We have a lot of companies that were acquired, and I think learning, if you take Lego as a company, which means basically a good a good way of playing. We've had this tradition also. I think we were one of the first countries in the world that actually made a law about children's right to play. So and play and learn that's two important things, and it's not about just sitting in the books. You have to think about this. It has to be fun to learn. So I think it's I wouldn't say that it's one thing. I think it's a combination of many things. Creativity has to thrive. Children, they have to play. They have to have fun. Otherwise, they're not motivated.
Kent, thank you very much for coming today here to this beautiful setting, the Dome of Visions here in Aarhus. And if there's anything else that you would like to tell our audience, how can they find your platform? How can they try it out? Where do they find you?
Oh, it's quite easy. They can find us online, and as I mentioned, actually we offer a free trial for 14 days. So uQualio.com. If they write video e-learning system, we will pop up. We don't pay AdWords yet, but we will be the first organic that they find. They're welcome to book a meeting with us. We provide, of course, for free, that if they want to have a session where they just go through how they can use our tool, they can book an online meeting. We make reviews of their free trial to help them, what they got out of it. They have 14 days to try it out for free. So I think that's what I can say. Okay,
Kent, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was great to meet you today.
So
thank you for watching us today. We had Kent Fallesen, the CEO of uQualio, visiting us in Love Aarhus TV. Stay tuned and look forward for more The Digital Transformation Show.